Justin Trudeau is sort of a big deal here in Canada. Of course he is. He's our Prime Minister. But around the world, he's sort of a nothing. It's not that he's hated. He's just a nil, an empty suit. Even Donald Trump, who Trudeau constantly nags and slags, truly doesn't even notice Trudeau 99% of the time. Trump's a bit busy, you see, between handling Iran, Russia, NATO, trade deals with Japan, trade war with China, peace gambits in the Middle East and North Korea, and then everything he's doing at home. Canada's just not on his radar, which is a good thing. But we were on the world's radar these past few days, and not in a good way. Justin Trudeau was so staggeringly embarrassing, the entire world got a load of us. In fact, on Wednesday night, Trudeau's blackface pictures were so shocking, they were literally the #1 story in the entire world, measured by internet traffic. It was just so weird. From the front page of the New York Times on down, the world couldn't believe it. I mean, CNN actually went live to Trudeau's pathetic press conference because Trudeau was the world's wokest scold, and he was just proven to be a total fraud. This is what the world thought of, if they ever thought of Trudeau until now, the guy who really didn't have anything smart to say to fellow NATO leaders, so he just showed them his cool socks. The guy who went to a World Economic Forum with the world's leading investors there and didn't have anything to say to them other than to talk about himself.
But you need to take as much effort to talk to your sons, my 8-year-old boy and my 2-year-old, still a little young still, about how he treats women and how he is going to be grown up to be a feminist just like Dad.
Right on, you're so dreamy. He even literally made up new words because the old words didn't properly capture how amazing he is.
Maternal love is the love that's going to change the future of mankind. So we'd like you to look into
we
that.
like to say people kind, not necessarily mankind.
Yeah, well, the whole world knows Trudeau a bit better now. We all do. He's a liar. I mean, it's one thing to make a youthful indiscretion in high school. So perhaps give the lad a pass for that one when he was in high school. But how about this one when he was 29, a teacher in a school? As you can see, he had added groping girls to his resume. And in between, this one, when he was in McGill University in his early 20s, he seems to be implying that black people are like apes. I think that's the message he's sending, the banana thing. Now, he was a student there with Gerald Butts, his best friend, who's been his minder and nanny ever since. That's 3 decades of his life in which Trudeau was a blackface aficionado. And do you think for a second that it was just those 3 moments? Or just those 3 moments that were caught on camera? Remember, that was before the age of smartphones. If you had a camera back then, it was just a camera. No one carried around cameras, let alone video cameras. So catching a guy 3 times doing blackface in the span of decades, yeah, I'm going to guess that he did it dozens of times. Maybe more. Don't take it from me. He said yesterday in his internationally broadcast press conference, he couldn't even remember how many times it was. It was plenty.
Do you want to tell Canadians about any other instances where you were concerned that you were racist or that you had blackface or brown face?
I think it's been plenty.
Yeah, that's bad. I can't remember what I did costume-wise as a child of tender years, but I can absolutely remember what costumes I've worn since I was an adult because I can count them on like 2 fingers who dresses up in costumes. You remember it if you do as an adult. Trudeau has dressed up in blackface so often he doesn't even know how often it was. You can sort of tell. I mean, who else would think of blacking up his whole hands and face, and in that video, his knees, his whole body? He has done this many times before. What a weirdo, but not just a weirdo, and not just a racist, a total whopping hypocrite. He has spent his life defaming others as racists. No, that's you, buddy. That's called projection.